All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Monday Momentum where I'm here to share a good word with you to start your week off right. Today, we're going to talk about stop playing small. 5 ways that you're shrinking your leadership potential. Listen, one of the biggest things that I see students and professionals do is actually shrink themselves when they have nothing but magic to offer. Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you didn't belong? You may feel like an imposter. You may feel like speaking up might show more arrogance than confidence. So I want to make sure that you know that this video is for you. I'm going to share 5 practices to help you think about how do you reframe your mindset and your actions so that you can stand out instead of shrinking yourself in really important spaces. So listen. If you're shrinking yourself to make others feel comfortable, you're shrinking your impact. I'm gonna say that one more time. If you shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable, you're shrinking your impact. One of the most important things that we all can do is shine. One of the most important things that we gotta do to make it to the next level, whether that's going to college, whether that's going to a technical school, whether that's being a community leader, whether that's being a doctor, lawyer, right? Whatever it is after college, whatever it is in the professional field, what I need you to know is that shrinking yourself to make other people feel comfortable is never going to help you. So today I'm going to give you 5 strategies to help you think deeper about how do you not shrink yourself, because the reality is shrinking yourself only brings you more hardship, only brings you more pain, and it doesn't bring you to the goals. It actually doesn't help you actually become the person who you're meant to become. And so here's 5 things that you do or you might be doing that are self-sabotaging you in your situation. And so first, not speaking up. You might have good ideas. You might be in a great place, in a great mental state, but you're not sharing ideas in the meeting. And so you're not getting the acknowledgement and the opportunities that others are getting. And so a part of that journey is then not waiting for somebody else to speak up, but really taking that opportunity as an opportunity to step up. Listen, your silence is not humility. It's actually fear dressed up as modesty. And so what I need you to do is in every meeting that you go into, what I need you to do is try to give at least one thought, one perspective that's going to help you be seen as valuable. Again, you being silent is not humility. It's actually your fear dressed up as modesty. And so speak up. Say one thing that's going to help you be able to stand out, help you to be seen, help you be seen as a value add in that community. Another thing is waiting too long. Waiting for more credentials, waiting for more experience, waiting for somebody to give you validation is only going to slow down your progress. And so what I need you to do is take the step of confidence, lean in to your abilities and show people that you're confident. Listen, and you don't build confidence by just thinking. You don't just build confidence by dreaming. You build confidence by actually doing something. And so show people that you're confident by stepping up and stepping in, because waiting for the perfect time will have you waiting forever. There is no such thing as the perfect time. It's only right now. And I even hear my mentor saying, all right, take the opportunity of a lifetime only lasts within the lifetime of the opportunity. And so you need to take it. You need to be in the moment with that space and take every opportunity that you can to share your value, because you have something that is needed in that space. That's why they called you to it. And so believe it. Another thing that helps you build, helps you not shrink yourself is by actually starting with not downplaying your wins. And so when somebody gives you a compliment or somebody tells you great job, don't say, oh, it was nothing. Don't downplay it. Like, help people see that, no, like, thank you so much. Like, this is the reframe that you need to do. You need to say, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I want to do my best for the next opportunity, right? Or I'm looking forward to the next opportunity to show my greatness. Like, you don't even have to say your greatness, because if you did a good job, clearly your greatness is in the space. Clearly it's showing up. And so don't downplay it. Don't say, oh, well, we all are doing an amazing job. When the reality is, you might actually know some people who's not doing a great job, which is what might be with the thing that motivated you to do a great job. And so take onus of that. Like, be okay with that. Don't discredit yourself by believing that this is not an opportunity of a lifetime and you are ready to take it by the horns, right? You are ready to take it by the head. The next thing I want you to do is stop doubting yourself out loud. Like, I get it. I know that we all sometimes are a little self-conscious. I feel it myself sometimes. Even when I'm doing these videos, I'm like, sometimes I don't feel like I got it all together. That's okay. What I will never do is in the public say, yeah, I know this might be a dumb question, or this might be a dumb thing to say. Don't say that. Actually step into your power and be like, hey, like, this is something that I noticed. As I heard people talking, this is something that I would like to contribute. Giving yourself that positive framing helps people see that maybe this is an idea that we need to take on. Maybe this is a perspective that we need to take in. Maybe this is somebody that we need to make sure that we get their perspectives on more things. Don't downplay and don't dumb down for your audience. Like, show up in your intellect. Show up especially in the things that you know that you know. The last thing is stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Comparison will kill your confidence all the time. I truly believe comparison is the thief of all joy. And when you compare yourselves, what you're saying is that you're not enough. And I need you to know that you're enough. I already know that you're enough. Right? You even watching this video lets me know that you are ready to show people that you are ready to take the helm. And so instead of comparing yourself to others, so instead of asking, am I as good as them? You can say, maybe I've grown a lot since last year. I've grown so much since this point in time. Helping people see that you have recognized your own growth will then help them recognize your growth. I'm a perfect testament of that. In a lot of ways, I can say that my achievements was more mature than my actual maturity. And so I had to learn how to actually just be like, okay, like, I am not where I think I should be. I am not where I want to be. But at least I'm showing up in the best way that I can right now. And now, at this very moment, I've grown so much since I've gotten the PhD. I know I've grown so much since I started teaching as a full-time faculty 5 years ago. I can tell that I'm way more paced and mature in my own spaces. And so I need you to own that. I need you to be okay with that. So here's a mindset shift that I really want you to think deeper about, right? There's a difference between being confident and being arrogant. And so let's pause for here and make sure that we are understanding that it is important to be humble. It's important to not be trying to do too much. It's important to know that we maybe even been taught that we shouldn't try to stand out. But here's the thing. Arrogance is saying that I'm better than you. And confidence is saying that I belong here too. Confidence is saying I have done the work. Arrogance is saying I don't need to do any work. I got this. Like, confidence is an idea that when you show up, you're here to serve because you have a sense of knowing that is deeper than maybe people might know you for. Arrogance is saying, I don't care that people don't know me for this. I'm going to take over this. Right? Like, there's a different ways in which that we show up when you're being arrogant than when you're being confident. And I need you to know that, like, showing up in the things that you know is confidence. Like, I know what it takes to be a first generation college student that has seen things like domestic violence with their parents, like have overcome not graduating from middle school, being a 0.5 student, like starting high school, grieving, depressed. I know what it's like to graduate from with a bachelor's degree, go on a national search for jobs and not get a single interview and still have an illustrious career. Like, I am not trying to be arrogant. I'm being confident. What am I saying? I literally did the work. I did the work to be where I am. Hey, what's going on, Tanaya? I see you. I see you in here. Hey, my friend. If you got any questions about what I'm talking about, hey, throw them in the chat. Love to hear them. And so, listen, y'all. Like, you don't have to be arrogant. You don't want to be arrogant, but you do want to be confident. Right? Like, I know what it's like to lose over 100 pounds, right? I know what the feeling is like to be bigger than what you want to be, right? I know what that feeling is like. And so I want to make sure that you know that losing over 100 pounds can make you become arrogant, but it doesn't have to. Especially if you decide to use the knowledge that you have to help people who might also be struggling with that problem. And so help people who's struggling with that problem will help you see the confidence in you, not necessarily the arrogance. And so, one of the things I need you to know is that you can walk into a room and know your worth without putting somebody else down. You have power when you create space for other people, right? Also, like, playing small is kind of a part of the journey of, like, helping people not notice that your greatness, right? Not notice that the work that you've done. And so show up, show out, right? And don't be afraid to say, I don't know the answer to that. Actually, this might be the better person to answer that question. Because that, again, that quiets that arrogant space and that boosts that confidence space. Reframe your fear and imposter syndrome, right? And so I'm gonna be honest, like, fear and imposter syndrome is real. Like, I felt it, maybe you felt it, but here's some ways that you can reframe it. And so when you feel fear, it must be because you're on the edge of something new. You're on the edge of something fresh. When you feel fear, it's because there's something out there that's literally going to challenge you to go to the next level. And so it's not something to run from. It's actually something to run toward. Like, don't feel like you can't be the greatest at whatever it is that you see that you want to be the greatest at. Like, also, like, if you feel afraid, it's because something magical is literally about to happen. And so let it happen. Like, but you will never know if it will happen if you stop, if you quit. It'll never happen if you actually quit. And so keep going. Do it afraid. Do it with fear. Because fear oftentimes is really made up in your mind, right? Somebody told me that fear stands for false something appearing real, right? False evidence appearing real or something like that. Like, fear is made up in your mind. Fear is a very different thing than danger. Okay, danger is real. Fear is here in your minds. Imposter syndrome, right? And so when you feel imposter syndrome, you might feel unqualified. And so instead of saying, this is hard, maybe you say something like, this is helping me grow. Or instead of saying, I don't belong here, maybe you're saying, I learned how to belong here. I'm learning how to move at a higher level, right? I'll be honest in saying, like, I didn't come from communities that really speak the language in professional settings that I operate in now. I struggled understanding what things meant when I first started my career, because I'm in the spaces where I'm working with people where they have been speaking these language and having these understanding these cues for the longest time. And I remember not feeling like I didn't belong, but it was like, no, like if I give up though, I don't win. Clearly the people who look up to me don't win because they see that it's easy to just quit, right? Or the best thing to do is to quit. And so I just kept moving forward and learned how to articulate myself, ask questions of people that I trusted of what things meant. And then now I'm starting to get it, right? Now it's starting to make sense. And so now that I'm starting to understand the language, I can start to flourish. I can speak my mind in ways that help people understand what I'm thinking without using the language of settings that I come from that people didn't really speak in the communities that I was operating in, right? I remember even specifically like when people said that's interesting, like I came from a community when people said that's interesting, they were literally interested. And then I moved into different professional settings where when people said that's interesting, that's actually a bad thing. That's actually something that they're actually want you to rethink. They want you to reframe. And so I thought it was a good thing until I learned that it was a bad thing, right? And now I get it now, right? And so when people say, oh, that's interesting, now I have questions that I can ask to get follow-up so I can get the information that I need to give them the information that I'm really trying to tell them. I hope that makes sense for y'all, right? And so here's some things that I really want you to do. I want you to journal, right? And I want you to ask yourself, where am I shrinking myself? When am I shrinking myself? In what scenarios in life or in school or at work am I shrinking myself? And what would I need to do to fully show up in my confidence, to fully show up in my leadership? What would I need to do to fully show up in my greatness? I need that from you, right? Just a little quick journal entry. And then write it down, be honest with yourself, and let a week go by. And then try to actually do the thing that you said you would do to not shrink yourself. And then rewrite about it again. What happened when you didn't shrink yourself? Because here's the reality. Oftentimes when we shrink ourselves, we think that people are thinking some ways about us, when the reality is, it's really just us. Or really when we shrink ourselves and we think that we can't respond with our confidence, with our greatness, it's because we think that people don't see it in us, but then you realize that people actually been waiting for it. And so I want you to do the thing that people been waiting for from you, y'all, is really take the opportunity to be who you were called to be. And so if this hit home for you, if this was good for you, please let me know in the comments, right? I want you to like, I want you to share, I want you to subscribe. Of course, come back next week, Monday, 7 o'clock Eastern time, where I'll share a good word with you to start your week off right with a good Monday momentum. Today, we talked about not shrinking yourself, and I gave you 5 strategies to help you not shrink yourself. And so again, those 5 strategies are all that you need to be successful. And of course, if you're serious about leveling up, make sure that you connect with me. Stay in tune for the next video. Watch any of my past videos that will always help you level up. And of course, as always, I don't want you to play it small, because the world is not small, and the world needs you to be as big as you were called to be. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you for watching. And of course, as always, keep doing the good work.